Well, hello everyone, and welcome to 2024. A happy new year, even though it's already the end of January. But what we're celebrating today, or in the last couple of days, is the 30th anniversary of Babylon 5, the little sci-fi show that could and did. I've said many times in the past about how it trailblazed and pretty much established the serialized storytelling arc with its 5-year story that JMS had planned and filmed and shot. I've already discussed how it pioneered the serialized storytelling element with its 5-year arc, from the brains of J. Michael Straczynski. And so 2024, it's 30 years on. Now, I do remember watching Babylon 5 when it first came out in Australia, although having a bit of a dig through things, we didn't get it. This was a time before streaming, so whilst The Gathering aired in 1993 in America, Australia didn't get it until November 1994, and then the series season 1 began pretty much straight after that in December of 1994. So a little bit early for the Australian anniversary, but we'll celebrate when it made it big, and that was in America. Interestingly enough too, the Australian broadcast was out of order, so the first episode to air was Soul Hunter and not the first episode of the season, which was Midnight on the Firing Line. And I don't know what that would have done for a serialized story, because having rewatched Midnight on the Firing Line recently, there's so much set up already that if it's played out of order, I don't know how that would have gone down. So Initially, back in 94, I didn't end up watching Babylon 5 that much. It got moved to a later time slot, and as a kid I didn't really follow it that much, and it would be a couple of years later where I would pick it up again in season 3. It had moved to network, it had gone to a late time slot, but I just happened to catch it. And these were the stories just before everything sort of picked up. Episode that I first saw was Exogenesis, which wasn't really a crucial one for the storyline, but of course that was then followed by the 3 stories, Messages from Earth, Point of No Return, and of course Severed Dreams. And watching that story arc just hooked me onto the series from that point on. And of course I have rewatched, found out what I missed in seasons 1 and 2 up to all the events and lead up, I've made it no secret that Babylon 5 is my favourite sci-fi show. While I'll always be into Star Trek, Babylon 5 was definitely the one that just did everything differently. It broke the molds, and as I said, it ushered in that new era that we are so taking for granted now. Game of Thrones and The Expanse and all those shows really owe a lot to what Babylon 5 was able to do. And of course we're in this period of time now where we're able to talk about Babylon 5 again and be excited. We had the animated movie released last year, and whilst the writer strikes and everything has sort of slowed down any mention of a reboot, we did get the release of the Blu-ray version of the series, which no one was really expecting. And so it's actually really great to see Babylon 5 in high definition. And the only thing I'll say about this release, minimum effort, but I'm so glad that we have it. I just think it's absolutely stupid that the space station is not even on the front cover or anywhere on this. And the way they've just shoved the discs in this case is absolutely ridiculous. But Babylon 5 has never looked better. So pick yourself up the Blu-ray copy, especially for Australia. We don't really have it on streaming here, so it's pretty much the only way to see it in all its glory. So that's really it. Happy birthday, Babylon 5, 30 years old. What are your experiences with the show? Did you watch it? Did you stick with it? Did you watch it when it first came out, or you're a newcomer? So that's really about it for this one. Cheers, guys. See ya.